Thank you, Hawksy. Appreciate that. David Silk's in as well. Can I tell Ohm's Law or Ohm's Law? Anthony Hall's in. Where did you find your countdown timer? Bit of After Effects wizardry. And I think videohive.net is where you want to go to for things like that. Videohive.net. Amir's there from Egypt. Nice to see you. Renato, Ravigo55 in the chat. Liam is Mr. Mega Radio UK. Eric's in from Estonia. Peter Young, afternoon to you. Anthony's creating some promos, that's cool. I'm going to create one radio jingle and one set of DJ jingles on today's stream, seeing as we'll be stuttering lots of stuff. By the way, I just literally loaded the audio into Adobe Audition, and I've done no preparation on what I'm going to do, so everything is going to be really intense and on the fly, and like it should be, you know. A producer working away without any preconceived ideas of what I might do today. Watch the replay of yesterday, said David. Thank you for that. Sorry about you falling asleep. It is late though in Australia. And Anthony was first in the chat today. Congrats going to you. Barbara's in. Hi there. Christopher, running errands. Pete as well. Nice to see you. By the way, we are testing something new on the stream today. If you're not already subscribed, do subscribe. Something might happen if you subscribe. I don't know if it works if you unsubscribe and resubscribe. Possibly it does. Ule from Norway. Nice to see you there. Excellent stuff. And also something will happen if you super chat today as well. Stand by!
Testing the left speaker. Left. Testing the right speaker. Right. Testing phaser. Full frequency sweep. Stand by
for Music Radio Creative Live with Mike Russell.
MRC Live. Music Radio Creative Live.
With Mike Russell.
Starting in 30 seconds.
Right there, hello, I am Mike Russell from musicradiocreative.com. Have you spotted it yet? Over there. Yes, that's right, a little new feature that we're testing on the show today. Sorry for you if you're listening to the podcast over at mrc.fm/podcast. This is a visual thing really for the viewers. Well, actually, there is a bit of audio as well. Today, we're testing something new on the stream. If you subscribe, or I think if you resubscribe as well, or if you super chat, something nice will happen up there on the stream, okay? Just a little thing that I'm testing out today. You've probably seen it or at least heard it, I'm sure. So welcome along to the stream. If you're brand new, I am Mike Russell from Music Radio Creative. I've worked throughout the UK radio industry at brands like Capital Radio, Guardian Media Group as well, Talk Sport. I worked in Australia. I actually did a breakfast show in Australia. And wow, look at that. That's absolutely amazing. I can see right just there, Don LeBlanc has made a wonderful super chat donation already for $10. This is for yesterday's stream. Absolutely loved it. And I did quickly glance through the comments from yesterday. And I did see your comments from yesterday, Don. So greatly. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Don. Wonderful stuff. Really, really nice stuff. And yes, I had fun yesterday. It was a non-traditional kind of stream because I was talking very much about the theory side of being a producer. rather than thank you, Joe. I can tell this might get a little bit distracting, especially if you all unsubscribe and resubscribe. Joe, by the way, has a spanner. He is a moderator along with Caddo as well. David Jackson. Oh my goodness, this is. I don't know if I'm going to get any work done if you keep subscribing and super chatting. Thank you, Anthony, as well. Just there in the chat. Amazing way to start the show today. Thanks for all you do. You're going to make your new intro available for us from Monday. Yes, if you'd like to get an intro like the one you see with the countdown numbers and all of that at the start of this show from this Monday. And there's Anthony's super chat. Thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you. Wow, this technology works really well, doesn't it? So, although it's a little bit delayed on the super chat side, but I don't mind. So we'll get to your comments in around 30 minutes. We do it every 15 minutes during the show. So in 13 minutes, I'll mention the first batch of comments. Any questions you have over on Facebook Live, over on YouTube, just throw them out there and we will get to them. I'm going to do a lot of production today. I'm producing a set of DJ drops, and also I'm going to be doing stuff with a radio jingle, and I'll probably start with that in Adobe Audition. We're focusing on the stutter effect today, the DJ so-and-so in the mix, and all of that kind of good stuff. Pitch stuttering, using a really cool plugin. I think I might have demoed it once before on the stream, but it's one of my favorites. It's made by Isotope. I do like Isotope stuff, so we'll delve into that as well. If we have time, we might do a little bit over in Logic as well, but we'll mainly focus on Adobe Audition for today. And thank you, Tishun Boyd, for subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate that. And thank you also again very much to Don and Anthony for the super chats as well. Amazing stuff. So let's get into it. Let's hop over to my screen share and have a look at what is going on here right now. So as you can see, I've got some order numbers here. And the first one, actually, I believe is Chelsea. And Chelsea says this. So let's have a listen to her.
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown. Counting down the top songs on RUOLradio.com.
So that's pretty cool, isn't it? And what we're going to do with that is pop it into the multi-track. I might find Chelsea's best take, so let's have a little listen
the
through.
RUOL Radio Music Countdown.
That's a little more
Counting
upbeat,
down
isn't
the
it?
Top songs.
And we got
The
this.
RUOL Radio.
A little downbeat.
The RUOL Radio.
Softer.
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown. Counting down the RUOL Radio Music Countdown. The RUOL Radio Music Countdown. The RUOL.
That's quite an interesting call sign to say, isn't it? RUOL. Yes, you really need to kind of exercise your mouth to say those call sign letters, don't you? I think I'm going to use take 2 on this, and let's create a new multi-track session. See, we'll go into downloads folder for the moment. That's just my kind of working directory. Usually I save direct to Google Drive, as I did speak about yesterday on the show. 384. Okay, so we'll put in that order number and we'll drag this in, and I'm going to use take 2. One thing I didn't do actually is use my Adobe Audition presets. They help me and save me a lot of time. So again, 224384, and I just want to scroll down to my template and select the MRC template here. Okay, yes, overwrite and pop in Chelsea and then just cut it here. Now you'll hear immediately, now that I've dropped Chelsea onto my voice process track, we should get a really good sound on her voice. So let's have a listen.
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown. Counting down the top songs on RUOLradio.com.
And I know this is to be done with music and some vocal effects, so let's see what we've got here. Let's have a listen. Oh, bit busy. Let's go back and see what else we've got here available to us to work with. Technology? No, that's not really what I'm looking for. Not at all what I'm looking for. Techno? Let's try some of that. That's quite fun. That's quite cool for a countdown show. We might use that. It's a little bit cheesy though. What else have we got here? So. Some interesting sounds here. Oh, this one's quite nice. Don't know if it's got the right energy to it though. No, it's kind of, it's nice. It's very nice, but it's not the right energy for what I'm looking to do there. Really interesting stuff in there. Let's just go into another folder and see what else we've got. Dance, trance. Oh, there's my trance folder. I was looking for trance yesterday. It's got dance at the start of it. Threw me off a little bit. This is quite a nice beat. I like this. But then, to be honest with you, I like anything that's trance. It's quite urgent, isn't it? This one's a little more laid back on the beach, isn't it? This one's also good. I do like the way that this one starts. I wonder how the hook is when we get into it. Let's have a listen. Oh yeah, this is cool. This would be actually perfect, I think. I just wonder, actually, if there is an alternative cut on that, or if that's... no, that's not what I want, but I love the way that comes in. So, let's see what we can do with stuttering at the start here, because this is just a perfect bit of music for stuttering the voice to. So, let's see. Okay, what I might do straight away, rather than cutting, obviously I can do this. I can copy the start of this voice over here, like so. Bring the volume up on this a bit, and we could just look at the beats here. We could zoom in really big on this, and let me do this together on the flanger track, and try and copy this a little bit. So let's copy that like this, and now I'm using one of the legendary David Silk shortcuts here. I'm Alt-A-ing my my audio rather than right-clicking. It's actually a lot quicker for stuttering. Now that sounds a little bit awkward to me to be stuttering the, so I'm not really sure if I want to do that. Let's see. Let's just, what we might do is we might stutter it, and then I might place an automation on it so it's not so prominent, because it really doesn't sound too good, does it? So I'm just trying to, what I'm doing is I'm matching the beat of the way this music is pulling itself in. I'm trying to match the voice to that. And now I can see it starts off, it's getting a little shorter there, isn't it? So let's chop those down to size, like so. And like so, and we'll keep stuttering away. Let's see what we've got, see how this is working. It actually does work surprisingly well once you start to hear it coming together. So, yeah, stuttering in the multi-track of Adobe Audition really is nothing new. It's just literally grabbing the bit of audio you want to stutter and copying it up. Now, what I could do is I could copy and paste a whole ton of this stuff, but I think just doing this like that is going to work superbly well. So let's see. We're nearly there. Let's see how that's working. Trying to be as accurate as possible there. Let's have a listen now. Cool. That is actually turned out better than I thought it would be, which is often... That's the fun of producing, isn't it? There's still a little bit there that rolls in. I want to really roll Chelsea in, so you'll see how I'm going to use the automation in a second on her voice. Let's move that all in like that, because I think we can afford to be... Oh, hang on. What's going on with that dodgy clip there? Right, let's try again. Move that there. Okay, that's very, very stuttery at the moment, isn't it? Bit more. You see, when I tell you I'm going to do something on the stream, I do it. This stream is all about the stutter effect, and you're going to get a lot of stuttering today. Okay, that's interesting, shall we say. That's interesting.
The RUOL.
And then I'm just wondering how this is going to piece together. So let's just move this out a little bit. Let's have a look here and see how this sounds. Mentioning your comments in 3 minutes, by the way.
The RUOL.
And what I want to do is I want to kind of repeat her there. So I'm putting a bit of EQ on there.
The RUOL.
So on that bit there, I've just rolled off. The reason I'm not applying these effects in real time is because I'm using my Adobe Audition preset template. But basically on this channel, I'm just cutting off below 250 hertz, and then we get that kind of sort of imaging sound. And then I'm going to move that up there and duplicate it so that when the beat kicks in, we kind of repeat the phrase again. So it would be something like this. Don't worry about this. I'm going to come back to this bit with the automations in a second.
The RUOL. The RUOL.
I'm not sure whether I like that unless I make her distant in the first take.
The RUOL. The RUOL.
Maybe we don't need the again, so it could just be RUOL. And I want the beat to be a bit more excited when we get in there.
The RUOL. RUOL.
Yeah, some things.
The RUOL. RUOL.
Yeah, so we're starting to build a picture there. That's pretty good so far. Let's get the full speech there.
RUOL Radio Music Countdown.
And I want her to go countdown, so that'll be another stutter in a second. Yeah, I want to get the fat beat. That beat, that's fat. Meow. Boom. Yep, that's what we're going to be doing. So, sorry, but the chilled start to that song just doesn't work when you're producing a high energy. I think this, from what I understand, is going to be an intro to a radio show. So I want to make it kick. Right, let's just align that. Chop, move, and then we're crossfading there. Let's see how that works. Yeah. We've jumped up quite significantly in loudness there. So what I'm going to do is start matching my loudness so that we can just align all those clips together. Boom. That should hopefully help us to get all our levels right.
RUOL Radio Music Countdown. The RUOL Radio.
It's very stuttery, that, isn't it?
The OLRU.
I just need
The
to...
RUOLRU. The RUOLRU. The RUOL Radio Music Countdown.
Can everyone hear that okay? I might just turn it up a little bit, just a notch.
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown.
Yeah, that's funky. And can we have countdown?
Radio Music Countdown.
Oh, brilliant. How cool is that? That's when that happens as a producer, look, the word countdown almost exactly lines up with the beat of the song. That is just producer gold right there, because it means I don't have to do any time stretching. Wow, okay. This is like, I love it when you have those days where things go right. Don't speak too soon, Mike. You're only 15 minutes into the stream. Yes. Talking about 15 minutes into the stream, let's take a little break before we get back into that and see what you have been saying in the live chat. So I'm making a radio jingle. If I get this done by the halfway point, I'd like to switch over and at least start making some DJ jingles as well with stutters in. And I do want to show you that isotope plugin that I recommend for stuttering. Ali Sylvester, good morning, Mike, from Orlando, Florida, listening before going into work. And he's tuned in via Facebook Live, as I can see some others are as well. If you're on Facebook, do not be shy. Mention yourself. John! Hey, it's great to see you back. I haven't seen you for a while in the Facebook live chat. In from Hobart, Tasmania. I love Tassie. I'm a huge fan of Tassie. I would definitely go. It's got a similar climate to England, where I live right now. And Tasmania is awesome. David Jackson, this is always amazing to watch. The Picasso of audio. David, you are too kind saying that. You're absolutely too kind. You're going to make me blush. It's very kind, though. Thank you, David. Caleb Stevens has got a kind of face in the emoticons there. I'm not sure what that's all about. Hi, Mike. Managed to get online from Malaga, says D Knight. Liam, if you zoom in and look at the beats of the track, use that mic as it is upbeat and radio sound. Yeah, absolutely. Zooming in to see beats of the track is what I need to do. How about adding a backspin? Ooh, backspins. I love backspins. Let me see if while I'm reading your comments, I can download a backspin from our online library. That would be, I agree, backspin. Let's just have a look what we got. I'm just going to sample through backspin. Oh, backspin keyword didn't work. But maybe backspin. If not, I'll just make my own. No, that's not a backspin, is it? That's definitely not a backspin. Let's try record spin and see if we get something better there. And then I'm going to get back to your comments. No. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to create my own backspin in a minute. Anthony, great idea. Score more. Si, I really need help with EQ. I learned how to take out the box and muddy sound. Oh yeah, boxy mid-ranges and muddy basses. However, I don't know the exact placement for high and low. Well, Score, I would say that it's really a case of just having a mess about. And for instance, I can show you one of my parametric EQs and how I've got it set up. There it is. It's not really rocket science. It's just listening to the audio and seeing what works for you. This is my kind of generic parametric EQ setting that I use on most voiceovers. And then if I think a voice needs a little more work, I'll pop on some more. And if it's a female voice, I love the trebly top end. So sometimes I really bump up some notches here. I'll also use an exciter, and that all comes later down the chain as well, in the full chain when you're mastering. But obviously, mastering is the final product once you've got your EQs right, I would say. Eric, what music library? Yeah, we've had a couple of questions. What music library is that? Many of the libraries we sell at musicradiocreative.com. We do also have agreements with some third-party providers as well. One I can give a shout-out to on the show right now is Sennheiser. They make really good quality stuff. So yeah, Sennheiser. Check them out. Hang on. They need this. They need Sennheiser. Yeah, I like that name. It's a good name. So there you go. Hardstyle and trance are my two picks, absolutely. Yes, GK, we all do love trance music, and I'm happy to be producing a jingle with it today. Hi, welcome aboard, Damon. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Rovigo55 talking about ADSL and saying it's asymmetric digital stuttering line. Really? That's interesting. So, David, is your connection stuttering out right now for us? But everything's working flawlessly for most others. Hey, Jason, it's nice to see you there in the chat. Jason Arnold is watching, and excellent stuff. Excellent. So you're all there. Joe is moderating with a spanner today. Nice to see you in there, Joe. Maybe it's just that I'm OCD, but while you can't fault the production of the opening sequence, it bugs me each that it says starting in 30 seconds on 28. I know. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. When he actually says starting, we're talking about the MRC intro now. He does say starting at the 30-second point, but you're right. When he's finished saying it, it's 28 seconds because the liner is 2 seconds long. But Mark Denham, thank you for being OCD. I appreciate you being OCD. A few more comments, then we'll get back to it. Thanks, Joe, for welcoming the new viewers. By the way, I did want to say, if you subscribe or make a super chat today, something fun happens on the live stream. That's all I'll say. Christopus is in from Lithuania on Facebook. We've got Natasha, morning from Canada. Doya, yo Mike, locked in from Facebook. And Paul is in from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, which is brilliant stuff. So we're looking for a backspin. Let's create a backspin, shall we? Oh, that's loud now. Let's turn that down. I actually really love, there's a little back thing there. Do you hear that? I love that bit. Okay, I'm going to take that. This is such a bouncy music bit, isn't it? I would call that happy trance. If that's trance, that's definitely happy trance, isn't it? Let's go into, what do we need here? Special Doppler shifter. Let's just have a mess with the Doppler shifter and see what we can get here. No. We want something like large track. No, probably not. No, we don't want that. The Jet should give us that sound. Oh, we're going to need a bit more audio, I think. Hang on. let's go back over to our track here. Yeah, this one is a Sennheiser track, actually. So they're really good. I think they're based in Australia as well, so well worth checking out, particularly as I believe they do the dancey stuff, the dancey kind of stuff. Another one, actually, I'll give a shout out to, and it's probably good at this point to mention the community. If you haven't joined up, community.musicradiocreative.com, join in with the ongoing discussion. So there is Sennheiser. Sennheiser. I think it's Sennheiser or Sennheiser. No, Sennheiser make headphones, don't they? So I think it's Sennheiser with a Z. Sennheiser. Let's try and find their website. So yeah, this is Sennheiser. And actually, I can't claim to finding this one. This is an Isabella find online, Sennheiser. So let me just grab that resource and pop it in the chat. And Joe, you can definitely add this to your list of handy audio producer resources on the community. And the other one I'm a fan of, although we don't have any of their stuff in our library at the moment, not because I don't like it, but just simply I just haven't got around to buying from them. But like, I listen to their samples and I love them. Loop Masters. Check the copyright, of course, on all of these things if you're going to use them in your productions. I'm pretty sure Loop Masters have an open agreement there for you to use them, certainly in productions. You wouldn't be able to resell. But the Loop Masters stuff is really good. And one of my favorite artists of all time, definitely in the dance music world, the Freemasons, have brilliant packs on here. I mean, let's just have a listen to this one. I think this is one of the best sellers. And oh my goodness, when I hear those house synths, I'm just in absolute heaven. So actually, you know, I might actually go and buy this this loop package when I finish. Epic stuff. So there you go. Better stop that before YouTube knock me down for copyright. But yeah, really cool stuff. But it's not just them producing. James Wiltshire, actually, from the Freemasons, has been on a Music Radio Creative podcast. Super nice chap. And I think they've got a few tutorials out there on YouTube. You might want to Google Freemasons Ableton Live, and you might find some of James's tutorials. He does tutorials about Ableton. Really cool stuff. So Loop Masters based in Brighton, and Sennheiser based in Australia. Two resources. They're not Music Radio Creative resources, but I'm not afraid, obviously, to mention those cool resources when I find them online and share them with you. So there we go. Okay, right, cool. I think we're going to get back to what I was doing now. Got a little bit sidetracked there. Let's go back into Adobe Audition and do some Doppler shifting on this. So Doppler shifter, and the idea of this is to create a nice little... Now that's probably too long, so let's just change the time range here so I can get a nice little backspin. Bit more to get the desired effect. Let's go with something like that, and we will just cut that. There we go. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in the track there somewhere and see how that works.
The R-U-O-L.
Oh, that works nicely.
The R-U-O-L.
Pretty nicely.
The R-U-O-L.
Yeah, we just need to make sure the backspin is hitting the beat there nicely.
The R-U-O-L.
And then we probably need to place a little fade on that as well to make it tidy.
U-O-L-R.
Let's get really tight in on that so we can make that align nicely. Didn't match loudness on that. That's important, so we can make sure our levels are good again. I'm going to go into the clip effects here, and let's have a look at what we can do with some EQ here. Let's go for a scientific filter, and maybe just taking off some frequencies will help. So that's kind of a trebly frequency, or we can go on the low pass and we can cut off the trebles. Let's see how that might work on the backspin. We've lost a lot of the good frequencies there. Let's push that up a bit.
O-L-R.
Let's go, instead of the Butterworth, let's go for a bezel.
O-L-R. O-L-R. O-L.
Right up.
O-L-R.
Yeah.
O-L-R-U.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Cut off around 6,000 hertz.
O-L-R-U-O-L.
Yeah, a little bit.
O-L-R.
Being fine here.
O-L-R-U-O-L. Radio.
Okay, that sounds good. So, now...
The R-U-O-L-R-U.
we gotta use some reverb, haven't we? Why? How could I forget the reverb when we got so much stuttering going on? We definitely need some studio reverb. Let's see whether I want to adjust this or if it's fine as is. Let's chop out the track for a moment.
The R-U-O-L Radio Music Countdown.
I think it could be wetter.
The R-U-O-L Radio Music Countdown.
Little wetter.
The R-U-O-L Radio Music Countdown.
Turn the high frequency cut up a bit so we get some of those nice high frequencies, those wispy high frequencies in.
The R-U-O-L Radio Music Countdown.
To be honest, we could probably pump it up.
The R-U-O-L Radio Music Countdown.
I want to make this kind of wispy, so I'm going to really take off a lot of the bass.
The R-U-O-L Radio Music Countdown.
Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking what I'm getting here from the Studio Reverb plugin. So that will work nicely. Now, I did say I wanted to do countdown. So, obviously, you have to do that. If it's a countdown radio show, pitch stuttering the word countdown. If you didn't do that, it would be seen as illegal in the radio imaging world. So I'm going to do it. Countdown. And let's see how we can stutter her. Obviously, when stuttering, you want to stutter preferably to the beat of a track. Adobe Audition does have a BPM setting here. You can actually change the bars and beats and set the tempo yourself. Logic is more geared for BPM stuttering and BPM things. But I don't really use the BPM guide. I just kind of do it by eye and by ear. So what are we going to do? Let's have a look. How long is that? So we're looking at 468 milliseconds. That's important. So I'm just going to write 468 milliseconds in the chat so I know how long a whole beat is. And then we'll just do a calculation here. 468 divided by 2 is 234 milliseconds. Sorry, I'm using the YouTube chat as my notepad at the moment. And then 234 divided by 2 is 117. Don't worry, I haven't got a brain the sign of Einstein. I'm actually using the calculator on my Mac. It's just you can't see it because I was using it on the other screen. Okay, so those are important numbers to remember there. So, countdown. So now I want to basically count down at those different points. So let's look. 117 is the first cut point. Now, I think it was David Silk that told me R. Yes, look at this. Oh, so cool. If you hit R, you get the razor tool. And if I hit snap, I should be able to snap in and just cut there at 117. And then we'll also do some cutting. Well, actually, do you know what? We'll just... Let's go out. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's go back. If I want to go back to the move tool, it's V, isn't it? So R and V. Good stuff to know. David, by the way, David Silk has been an absolute Bible of information when it comes to Adobe Audition shortcuts. We've even started up a thread now in the community forum talking about best Adobe Audition shortcuts, and David has contributed greatly to that because we've made it into a wiki on the board, so anyone can edit it. Right, we're looking at 234 now. Did I say 234? Let's get the razor out. Oh, I feel like I'm back in an old studio with a razor. Right, and then back to this tool, which is T for time selection. Okay, cool. That's cool. Actually, those shortcuts are well worth knowing, aren't they? The shortcuts to switch between what you need there. So, okay, that's great. Now, I do see there's lots of chat going on. Thanks, Joe, for posting a link to Freemason's music on the wonderful YouTube. If you don't watch their tutorials, just listen to their tracks. I mean, just like when I want to be inspired when it comes to music production, I go straight to the two producers in the Freemasons music. They're just brilliant, and they're from Brighton as well, funnily enough. Really, really good stuff. Don LeBlanc, some fancy EQing, Mike. Well, thank you very much. What else have we got here? David says the name is close to copyright infringement. Yes, possibly it is. Liam, if you load up the DJ program you had open the other day, it had a back... Oh, yeah, of course, you're right, Liam. I could use that DJ Pro from Algorithm, I think it is, and I could do a little bit of... But then I'd have to record it in. Maybe I'll use that on the DJ drops. That's cool. Peter Young, if you use some Freemasons loops, I'd love to hear what you make with them. Cool. Happy trance and sad trance. Yeah, sad trance, where you get the lighters out and all of that. No Isabella today, I'm afraid, no. But she will be back tomorrow, I'm sure. Right, so they're caught up on most of the comments for the moment. Now I'm going to... I've got snapping on for the moment. Countdown. You see, this is all really straightforward stuff, using the David Silk method again. David, you're getting loads of shout-outs today, because I'm grateful.
Countdown. Countdown.
Sounds nice, doesn't it? And I actually quite like the way there's an awkward pause between count and down.
Countdown.
So she says countdown like that, but actually the way I had that there, about there,
Down.
sounded pretty cool.
Music countdown.
And then let's bring in the beat.
Music countdown.
What I'd like to do...
Music countdown.
I don't know if it would be overkill to bring the countdown to beat one over here. That might be overkill to be doing that, but let's see. Oh, sorry, David. Yeah, it's Alt and drag. Alt and drag. Alt and drag. You know, old habits really do die hard, but I'm getting there.
Count.
No, not going to work. I think we'll just go with that. It's going to be overkill to try and stretch it out to beat one of the next bar. So.
Countdown.
And of course, you know what I'm going to do here. We want to read, and we want to switch on pitch, and we want to transpose ratio. Here we go. And then we'll do something like that with the pitch.
Countdown.
Ugh, yuck. I need to tighten that up a little bit. Maybe I've got too many keyframes here. Let's pull that up like that.
Countdown. Countdown.
That's a bit subtle.
Countdown.
That's not so subtle.
Countdown. Countdown. Countdown.
Too much.
Count.
There's a lip. Probably because I need to move this out a bit. Let's try and do that. Oh no, hang on. That's going to chop into her last phrase, so we don't want to do that, do we?
Countdown.
Or we could go the other way. Always good to see what happens when we pitch up.
Countdown.
No, it doesn't work so well.
Countdown. Countdown.
That's going to work for me. So
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown.
I think we pitched up Chelsea there as well. Hang on, let me move that onto a new track. Otherwise, we're going to have problems.
RUOL Radio Music Countdown.
That's good, isn't it? I did want to do some automations on that little intro bit, so now might be an appropriate time. Haven't even begun to put some effects into this yet. So let's have a look at what are we going to use here? We're going to use EQ, high shelf gain. Let's roll it all off. We should hardly hear Chelsea now. So I wanted to kind of gradually bring in the EQ. Maybe even as far as there.
The RUOL Radio Music.
By the way, I'm glancing up at your your comments. Joe, feel free to give a slap to tit-tac. Use your spanner if you wish. It's entirely up to you. I'm usually very liberal and open with these things, but I know if Isabella was here, she'd be slamming the spanner down right now.
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown.
Okay, that sounds good. So you hear what I've done there with the EQ automation. You can probably hear it. If we pop over to the mixer, where is she coming in there? Oh, of course, that's not displaying there because I'm actually doing this with the, where is it? I'm using the parametric equalizer there. You can also do it on the track EQ. That works just as well. And let's show you high shelf gain with track EQ as well. Do that and that. Or actually, no. Why am I doing that? I don't need to do that. I can show you this EQ automation in a different way. So we've got our parametric EQ there, and just watch what happens. Did you see that? Hang on, you might not have done unless I zoom in. Watch how that EQ automation I've just drawn on the automation channel of the multitrack there. It will play with the EQ like this. Hello? Hang on. Click and play. Watch the EQ around this point.
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown.
So that's what I wanted. You can do that really with any effect that you've got. So if you go to pitch shifter, you should see the automation going on here. Did you see that? Did you see how well that pitch shifter was working? So that's what it's doing under the hood when those automations are kicking in. Right, I'm having too much fun with this radio jingle. I don't know. I'll let you vote now. Let's have a quick poll in the chat. Which, by the way, I'm going to read more of your comments in about 7 minutes from now. Either type the word in capitals, please, radio, or the word DJ. So if you'd like me to stick with making this radio jingle, type radio in capitals, or if you'd like me to save this session now, which I'm going to do anyway, and move on to playing with some DJ drops and stuttering them, then write the word DJ in capitals. So I'll just give you a moment to do that while I save this. So DJ in capitals if you want me to drop this project and move to something else, or radio in capitals if you'd prefer it that I sort of continue making and completing this particular thing. Because I always like to do what you want on the stream. So based upon what you say, I will either stick with this project or I'll move on to another one. So let's see. Let's pop this in. We've got 224384 backspin. I think that is. Save that into my downloads folder. Okay, yeah, well, that's very clear and apparent to me then what I should be doing. It does mean I might not get to the DJ drops, but we'll work with this project. So, okay, yeah, everyone is saying stick with the radio jingle that you're working on now. Okay, I will.
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown.
Sorry, Renato. I know you wanted DJ. I know. Us DJs, huh? I'll do another stream for DJs, though.
Radio Music Countdown. Counting down the top songs on RUOLradio.com.
Okay. That's nice. She kind of bounces with the music. I love it when our voice artists bounce with the music. This is Chelsea, by the way. She comes highly recommended, as do all of our voice talent.
Countdown. Counting down the top songs.
Oh, nice. She hits the beat there on down, which is what I wanted.
Counting down the top songs on RUOLradio.com.
Oh, brilliant. And that's beat one over there. You couldn't make it up, could you, today? It's all going horribly right. Right, let's cut that out and save. You know, because we all have those days, right? Maybe I need to do a stream on this in the future where we're just totally uninspired. We all have those days. And I know, guys, I come on and I do my thing for an hour every day for you. And I'm like, look, wham, jam, pam, wow, bam. It's all done. Fantastic. But I have crap days too. And sometimes maybe it doesn't seem like it. I'll come on and I'll feel like, I'm not going to do it. I can't produce today. Oh, thank you. Wow. It's rather large. Sound Booth Theatre Live. Thanks for subscribing. I think I need to probably make those a little bit smaller, those overlays, but thank you all the same. Yeah, and I think sometimes you just need to get yourself into it and get into the groove. And I have to say, actually, since I've started this stream, I don't know how it's working for you, but for me, I am becoming more inspired and more creative, probably due to the fact that I'm held accountable by you, because I can't really come on and do something that sounds rubbish, because hopefully you'll hold me to account. So if, as a creative or an audio person, you have a rubbish day, you're definitely not alone. I have them regularly. But I have to say, actually, since I've come on the stream, now I'm just getting into the groove of making this.
.com.
So there you go. That's my little rant on creativity for the day.
.com.
Perfect. And I love the echo there at the end. Now, I need to scroll back to my numbers that I put in the YouTube chat because I'm going to use them. And oh, nice. Tom Wold just subscribed as well. Fantastic. That's so good. I didn't realize I made the overlay quite that big, but crikey, if you subscribe to my channel now, you'll get very well featured on the show and on the replay as well. I really like that, actually. I've not had the ability to see who's subscribing, so now I can. It tells me in real time. And I'm thinking of hooking up to, one day when I take you guys around my studio, I'll show you the dashboard that I've got above my head. It currently shows me who's watching live, so I can see everyone that's in right now. But I think I need to add another widget for name just subscribe to the channel, because that'd be quite cool. I wish you could give me the social media links, then I could tweet and say thank you so much for that. Right, we're using those numbers on the echo panel here, and I wanted 468 over on the left, and I wanted 234 over on the right, because that's going to give me a nice echo that syncs with the beat of this track.
Radio.com.
Do we want .com? Let's see.
.com.
The echo's not loud enough to hear it.
Radio.com. Radio.com. Radio.com.
Hear how it's ending nicely with the beat of that track?
Radio.com.
Yeah.
Radio.com.
Okay, the levels are sounding good, so finally I'll do a little bit of mastering when we finish this.
The RUOL.
Now, I'm going to experiment with a little bit of reverb on this track as well. I know we already have reverb on the master track, but I want a real wet kind of masky reverb. Let's just pump this right out.
The RUOL.
Okay, that's not too intense. Another trick you can do is if I say multiply 468 by 4 beats in the bar, we get 1872. I can sync the decay of the reverb to the beat of the track.
The RUOL radio.
Thank you, Donald. That's very nice of you to subscribe to my channel. And anyone who subscribes, I'm always very grateful.
The RUOL.
No, I don't like that reverb. Let's go for reverb. Shall we try full reverb? It's quite CPU intensive, this one. And it's going to take a while to generate. Come on, generate.
The RUOL.
That's a bit better, isn't it? And we've got here dry output level, reverberation up. Let's turn it up. What happens if I go to 500? Let's try that. See how that sounds. Awesome. That's just the kind of effect I'm looking for, because the obviously the high gain roll-off has really helped. But now if I go into my automations here, hopefully there's an automation for the reverb. Am I just missing it here? Reverb. Maybe it doesn't allow you to do automations on CPU-intensive effects, which is a shame. I can't see it there. Oh, hang on. No, rack input. So let's try another reverb. That's a shame. That was just the kind of reverb I wanted. Let's see if it will add an automation for this kind of reverb. No. Oh, what about studio reverb? Or am I doing something I shouldn't be here? Let's try that. Yeah, Studio Reverb does appear. Okay, Studio Reverb, you've got to work for me. So you can't automate every effect in Audition. I didn't know that. I've just learned something new. Let's turn the decay right up on this.
The RUOL.
Turn it right down a bit. What did I say before? What was that number? 1872. Let's try that. 1872.
The RUO.
So if I take that down from... Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so I want to be sort of crossing over the dry and the wet of the reverb in the automation of this track to really start this off. So show us envelopes for dry and show us an envelope for wet, please. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a very simple couple of keyframes there and move that down, and then keyframe over there and a keyframe over there, and then we're going to move that up. So we're going to kind of crossfade the dry and the wet.
The RU.
Maybe not so much. Let's pull that down and pull that up.
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown. Counting down the top songs on RUOLradio.com. On RUOL songs on RUOL radio songs on RUOL radio.
I wonder.
On.
I'm just going to have a little play with something. DJ Pro. Yeah, because Liam gave me a really cool idea, and I did want to try and put this kind of stuttery, jittery effect in too. So mixing down the time stuff.
On.
Oh no, we just want the on bit in place.
On.
So let's take that and save it out to my music folder, music / Music Radio Creative. Yeah. Music Radio Creative, already a couple of bits in there, and I was saving as OGG earlier, OGG format. Let's go to WAV, and we'll just call that on.wav. And then over in DJ Pro, I'm going to get to your comments in just a minute, by the way. Just wanted to try a little bit of inspiration Liam's given me here. So we want the music folder, Music Radio Creative, add, and pop it in. So we can do something like that. I don't know if it'll work. I just wanted to give it a quick try. So here we go. Hello. Okay, cool. Let's see how that looks. We might be able to use that. We might not, but I thought it's worth throwing it in there. So it's a good way to get the scratchy effect if you don't want to do it yourself in Adobe Audition. Let's hop back over to the chat, because your comments are always so very important to me, and it might be the last time I look at the chat, so get your comment in now before the end of the stream today. This stream has just flown by. Just shows you, like, I was hoping to do 2 or 3, 4 bits in this session, how long and how much attention you can put into creating just one piece. So what have we got here? You did the stutter effect on previous video by copying the segment, pasting it and reversing that, then copy and paste the combo. Yep, that's absolutely a possibility to do that. Let's see. Thanks, Joe, for promoting the community. If you haven't signed up, come and join us. community.musicradiocreative.com is where you need to be. What else have we got here? Oh, there's a weird sound. Where's that clicking sound coming from? I've got a clicking sound in my headphones. It's gone now. Thanks, Anthony, for talking about using PayPal to donate, but Dark Knight would prefer to use the super chats. It's very kind of you to say that. David likes the echo at the end, but not the automation I was doing earlier. How about some time stretching? Possible, Rex. Very good idea. So Dark Knight, you're in Spain, and it seems you cannot change your location because you live in Sweden. And yeah, there is a limitation on which countries can super chat to the show. But I appreciate you for trying, Dark Knight. Thank you. And actually, I have noticed there is a feature in the thing that I'm using to tell me who's subscribing. There's a feature to enable donations outside of super chat. So I might do that on another stream. Thank you, GK. Very, very kind of you to say, let's get Mike to 100,000 subscribers. I did say on a previous show that when I get to 100,000 subscribers, there are more privileges available at YouTube Spaces. And I did say that I would consider throwing a huge party at the YouTube Space in London to celebrate 100,000 subscribers. And I can see it's currently 70,765. So thank you, GK, for offering to help with that. Soundbooth Theatre Live, how can you tell people subscribe? I don't know, just spread the word. Share the channel, share this video with your friends, whatever takes your fancy, tweet or something like that. Last Sunday was my worst day. It's nice to see things flow nicely, even if it's not me, says Coach Shane. Thank you. Horribly right. That's a quote to save, isn't it? Bob Skinner's over on Facebook right now. I just realised I'm on Facebook and not YouTube. Yes, indeed. So that's nice. And he's got an organisation called Teen Screen, and he wants to put a stutter on that. Yeah, T is a good letter to stutter, but not S or K. It's hard to. Oh no, K is okay. Wow. Amazing stuff. David Jackson, thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful super chat. David says, thank you for your time and knowledge. David, it's absolutely my pleasure. I enjoy doing this stream, and what makes it even better is getting support from you and from others on the stream. So thank you, David Jackson. Thank you. And David, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is a legend, absolute legend in the podcasting world. So if you have not checked out schoolofpodcasting.com, you should definitely go over there. David is on one of my regular to listen to lists, and the reason for that is because David has a really agreeable presentation style. That's just my own thoughts, but that kind of really smooth kind of, when some people are just natural hosts and some people aren't. Well, David is a natural host, and also I like that David is always up on podcasting technology. So whenever something new or excellent comes along from Apple, I can guarantee, I think it's Monday morning here in the UK when your podcast comes out, David. I can guarantee Monday morning on my iPhone, I can tune into the podcast app, and there is David Jackson's podcast with literally the cutting edge latest stuff that's happening. So I think a lot of us watching this stream will enjoy David's show. Right, I think that's about it for the chat. Joe thanking David. Thank you, Joe. DJ Arad, hi, it's great to see you again. It's great to see you, DJ Arad. Hey, Mike, I think you should enable the super chat for other territories. Not my choice. It's Google's choice. They do a great job, and I'm sure they're working on other regions as we speak. But like I say, I'll work on something because I know a few of you have requested it. So, yeah, if I can make something more official. I know Cato, who's been in the chat before, has suggested using a PayPal link and stuff like that. Maybe I'll create some kind of page that you can go to or something like that. So thank you. That's just amazing stuff. Apologies, by the way, if I didn't read out your comment today. I do try my best to read out as many comments as possible, but they fly by really fast and I can't see everything. If you super chat, I can see it because it highlights nicely for me. But we're working on a bit of tech at the moment to try and get a bit more fluid with YouTube comments in particular, because there is an API available. It's just a case of hooking the tech into place. So David, I know you're up on that stuff. If you know of anything that can really nicely look after YouTube comments there on the grapevine, I would greatly appreciate a suggestion, because it does get really messy. It's hard scrolling through all those comments and picking out comments to mention. I love all the comments, I really do, but it's hard to kind of curate them, if you know what I mean. And we've got some really kind moderators like Joe, like Cato, like Isabella, who give up their time. They don't get paid to do that. They just give up their time to be there in the chat when they can be, of course. It's not an obligation to help with that. So I really appreciate Joe and Cato and Isabella.
Songs on RUO.
Well, that's interesting.
Songs on
I don't know if I like that, though. Oh, well, it was worth trying. So we're kind of getting there. I'm going to throw in maybe a few more bits and bobs. But awesome to see GK has just subscribed to David Jackson. You will not be disappointed, I guarantee. I'm kind of liking where that is, so I think I'm just going to wrap this up now by adding some mastering. All my levels are pretty good. Let's actually, I could check the levels before I go to mastering. Let's just watch all of these here.
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown.
Pull that down a bit.
Counting down the top songs on RUOLradio.com. RUOL Radio Music Countdown. Counting down the top songs on RUOLradio.com.
I did tell you I was going to show you a Stutter plugin. So before time runs out here, let's pull in, let's see, Isotope Stutter Edit, funnily enough. It's a great one for stuttering. And again, you need to find, there is a way that you can bring up Preset Manager here. Now, this isn't really, I'm not using this for what it's intended. This is actually for use with a MIDI keyboard, but obviously Audition doesn't do MIDI, so you can bring up, if you buy Stutter Edit from Isotope, you can click Preset Manager here and you can get access to some of the presets. I'll drag this over here and I'll drag this over here and we'll just do it on this track. I'm just going to solo this track and see if I can get anything nice and funky here. Loop around here, loop, 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 and play. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use any of these effects. I'm literally showing you this plugin as it's really awesome. I'll go through quite a few of these presets so you can hear what's possible, but I may or may not implement this in the final product. So I'm just going through hitting different keys and they're creating different stutter effects. So that's how you get all those effects, you know, like you hear on Radio 1, on BBC Radio 1. That's kind of, I don't know if they're using that plugin, the producers who make those jingles, but that's the kind of, all that Radio 1, they're doing it on something like this. Radio 1, that kind of thing. And you can actually see over there, you can actually see what's going on. If you look at, let me zoom in and show you what is happening as we do that. If I zoom into the screen right now, you should be able to see a little closer what's going on under the hood as I'm using some of these presets. Wow, Ule, I've just seen your comment there in the chat. I'll drop you an email after the show. I really appreciate that. That would actually be awesome. I've found all the documentation on the API. But yeah, it's just getting something nice together that would kind of curate comments. So thank you very much for that offer. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. Grain potato chips. So much that is possible there. Just before I go, let's turn that off solo and that off solo, and we'll just go to the master track, and I'm just going to add in some mastering to brighten everything up so you can have a listen to how it sounds with the mastering on. We'll start from a subtle clarity preset.
The RUOL Radio Music Countdown. Counting down the top songs on RUOLradio.com.
So there you go, basic stuff. Obviously, when I finish the stream, I'm going to tighten that all up, add in probably some sound effects and some other bits, maybe a few more stutters, and level out the music bed and things like that. So it's not finished, but it's an idea of the possibilities with stuttering. So rapid stuttering at different BPMs, like I did at the start, pitch-shifted stuttering that I did in the middle, and Isotope's Stutter Edit, all things for you to check out. And I will be back tomorrow, that is Friday, for the live stream on Friday. Very excited about that one. Paul Paul Orr, I've just seen your super chat. Thank you very much. I'm just going to stay in so you get your cheer on my live stream. I'll be covering punching sound effects on the show tomorrow. I look forward to joining you then. In the meantime, come and join me and others here in this live chat stream over at community.musicradiocreative.com. Come on, let's hear a cheer for Paul Orr. Can I have a cheer for Paul for his wonderful super chat donation to the show today? A cheer would be very welcome, please, computer. Yeah, it does take a little while for it to pick up on those things. Just hanging in there, hoping there'll be a cheer. Yay! Thank you, Paul Orr, and goodbye.